Most people think emotional detachment means not caring. They imagine it as coldness, as shutting off from life. But the Stoics' detachment is something different. It's clarity. It's the ability to care deeply without being controlled by the highs and lows of emotion. Marcus Aurelius loved his family, served his people, and cared for Rome. Yet he practiced detachment, not because he lacked compassion, but because he understood that emotions, left unchecked, can twist judgment and weaken resolve. Detachment is not an escape from feeling. It's mastery over feeling. It's the ability to see an insult and not be provoked, to feel loss and not be destroyed, to face uncertainty and remain grounded. The man who cannot detach is ruled by every wave that comes his way. The man who can is steady, clear, and impossible to manipulate. That is why emotional detachment is a Stoic superpower. The first truth of emotional detachment is this: it is not about shutting emotions down. It's about containing them so they work for you, not against you. Most men are like ships in a storm, tossed around by anger, fear, jealousy, or excitement. A Stoic is different. He doesn't ignore the storm, he becomes the captain. The first technique is awareness before reaction. Epictetus taught that between what happens and how we react, there is space. Detachment lives in that space. When someone insults you, the detached man notices the impulse to react, but he doesn't move. He lets the heat pass, then acts with reason. The second technique is removing dependency on outcomes. Much of our suffering comes from being tied to results, winning the deal, keeping the relationship, gaining the approval. The Stoic detaches from outcomes and focuses only on the actions within his control. This protects his peace no matter how the world responds. The third technique is practicing perspective. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself how small each moment is in the scale of life. An insult that feels huge today will mean nothing in a month. A failure that stings now may shape a victory later. Detachment allows you to zoom out and see clearly. This is not indifference, it is strength. And the more you practice it, the harder it becomes for the world to move you off balance. If you feel constantly pulled by other people's opinions, by their praise, by their criticism, or even by your own emotions, it's because no one taught you how to stand apart. Emotional detachment is not about building walls. It's about building a foundation so strong that nothing shakes you. That's exactly why this channel exists. Here, we don't talk about empty positivity or quick fixes. We train the mind like a soldier. We use the same principles Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca used to stay calm in the face of storms. If you want that same power, if you want to stop being controlled by anger, fear, or approval, subscribe now. This is not motivation that fades. These are practical tools to turn you into someone unshakable. You can't control the world, but you can control how much of yourself you give to it. That choice starts here, and every video, every lesson will make you stronger, clearer, and harder to move. Picture this. You're in a heated conversation, and someone says something designed to provoke you. Maybe it's disrespect, maybe it's passive aggression. Most men raise their voice, defend themselves, react instantly. But the Stoic man stays quiet. Not because he's weak, because he's in control. His silence unsettles, his calmness dominates. Or think of heartbreak. Most people beg, break down, spiral. The Stoic feels the pain, but he doesn't become the pain. He lets it move through him, but he doesn't let it decide who he becomes. Emotional detachment lets him walk away with his dignity intact, even when everything inside him screams to chase what's gone. In business, where failure is common and setbacks are constant, the detached man doesn't tie his worth to outcomes. He stays committed to process. If something fails, he doesn't collapse, he adjusts. While others are burning emotional fuel over what they can't control, he's already taking his next step. Detachment is not coldness, it's power. Power to stay focused when others are distracted. Power to stay calm when others are chaotic. Power to lead when others follow emotion blindly. And the man who holds that kind of power becomes unforgettable. Emotional detachment isn't about feeling nothing. It's about feeling everything without letting it rule you. The Stoic still cares. He still loves. He still faces moments of fear, anger, and sadness. But instead of being dragged by them, he stands firm. His emotions serve him. They don't own him. This is why detachment becomes a superpower. It makes you impossible to manipulate. People can't bait you with insults. They can't control you with praise. They can't shake you with fear. And in a world that thrives on reaction, your calm presence becomes rare and powerful. The truth is, emotional detachment isn't something you turn on when life gets hard. It's a daily practice. It's built in quiet moments, in small decisions, in choosing not to give your peace away for things you can't control. So now ask yourself, are you living as a man who's owned by every passing emotion, or as a man who uses every emotion as fuel for his strength?